Joe Rogan and Michael Malice discuss Joe Biden and the 25th Amendment and the whole thing, shenanigans going on with the election. Thank you for watching Bring the Asteroid. Make sure you like today's video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
So this is like when you go to visit the Coliseum and you're like, what happened to these people? This is us. This is us. It's just we're very fortunate to be in the middle of it and watching it all play out.
There's that meme of Jesus.
Yes.
Matthew McConaughey smoking
Send in the asteroid.
goes, no, he goes flooded again.
Oh, that's funny. I saw it send in the asteroid. I saw it the other day. I guess there's a bunch of those. Like, what the fuck, man?
When you're dealing. The thing is, the gaslighting is what bothers me.
Well, it all bothers me. It all bothers me, the fragility of the human mind. You know, that so everybody forever was like, Kamala Harris is the worst vice president. She's the least popular vice president of all time. And then in a moment in time, all of a sudden she's our solution. She's our hero. Everybody's with her. All these social media posts about her. Try Googling a negative story on her. You won't find one.
So,
ta-da!
Okay, you've got me started, Officer Harris. So, they've been doing this live for years. So, in 2019, our pal Tulsi absolutely nuked her in that second debate. And
Right.
if you looked at charts at the time, she's kind of, Officer Harris is like doing okay. First debate, she comes out.
I love how he calls her Officer Harris. It's classic. And especially her being like the Democrat nominee now for president. It's like, thought Democrats wanted things to be softer on crime. And, you know, we are putting too many people in prison, especially black people. But Kamala, she was like literally Queen Officer of California. Like, kind of hilarious, ironic. Gotta love it.
Joe Biden, you're a racist. The Democrats were looking for an alternative to Bernie Sanders that wasn't Biden. She starts going up in the polls, right? Second debate comes out. Tulsi, being a good Hawaiian, knows how to roast the pig. Just completely slams her. Not only that, she has no counterpunch. She goes on Anderson Cooper and she's like, well, I'm a top-tier candidate, so of course people are going to take shots at me. That's her answer. She immediately starts going down in the polls. It's that day. You can see it on the chart I have on my Twitter. All the articles at the time that did an autopsy on Kamala Harris's failed campaign didn't mention Tulsi once.
Yeah.
It was BBC, LA Times, Reuters, New Yorker. A guy from the Washington Post just did a piece looking back on her campaign, didn't mention Tulsi either.
Isn't that wild?
They completely pretend it didn't happen.
Well, it just shows you that what they're looking for is not what they say they're looking for.
Yes.
Because she is a strong woman. She is a person who served overseas twice. She in a medical unit, so she got to see people blown up by the war. She was a congresswoman for 8 years.
Yeah.
She is a person of color. She's everything you want. All those things you want.
But
and yet you don't want her.
Because she's not for war.
Yes.
'Cause
Well,
she's not for
she's
the war
also
mission.
just not willing to play ball. There's a game that's being played. And if you're like, hey, you're not supposed to fucking move the ball. Like, oh, look at this bitch over here. Like, get out of here. You're going to fuck up our game. It's not real democracy. It's controlled parties.
Did you?
Exactly. Like the whole idea that we have a democracy or that our votes really matter. I mean, do they really matter? At the end of the day, we do have the Electoral College, and you know, we all know what some people speculate happened in 2020. So it is pretty interesting, and especially with like the democratic process, they just out of nowhere get rid of Joe Biden and sweep Kamala Harris under the rug, and Democrats are just supposed to rally behind her, even though she did awful in 2020. Like they said, Tulsi knocked her out real quick. Kamala Harris is possibly one of the only people on this planet that's more unlikable than Hillary Clinton. So it will just be interesting. And there's some weird media hype around her. Now all of a sudden the media loves her. There's nothing wrong with her. And they're just kind of portraying this fake, phony support for her. Like, wow, the momentum behind Kamala Harris is incredible. You've never seen anything like it before. And they're not really proving it to you. They're just saying it, and they're having everyone repeat the same thing. And, you know, if you repeat a lie so many times, you get people to believe it. You probably believe it yourself. So that's what we're seeing in real time. And I find it interesting that they waited so quickly before the actual election to put Kamala as the forefront or as the Democratic candidate, because in my opinion, I feel like they wanted a hold out on doing that for as long as possible. So it gave the media and journalists as little time as possible to actually thoroughly investigate whoever they put up, whether it was Kamala, Gavin Newsom, whoever. So very interesting. But I think after the last debate between Biden and Trump, they couldn't wait anymore. I think a lot of Democrats were panicking and were like, okay, it's apparent he's a vegetable. We got to do something ASAP.
Do you see that piece by Seymour Hersh that dropped over the weekend about the coup?
Yes. So explain to people what Seymour Hersh. I don't know if he's right. But he seems to be right a lot, and he was right about the Nord Stream pipeline, right?
What I was saying, and a lot of other people were saying, is the big issue is how do you get Biden out of the White House? So here's Biden's case. He's like, look, I got Trump out of the White House last time. I'm only behind 2 or 3 points in the polls. Kamala's polling worse than me in like 8 out of 10 polls. I won these delegates. Why the hell should I back down? And that's a very solid case. Jill, for the first time in her life, people care about her. She matters. As Hunter put it, I have it exactly here. She's a selfish, silly, entitled cunt. That was how Hunter described her.
Whoa.
King Hunter with the commentary. That is so funny.
Yeah, we have the text. And then all the public pressure, Biden, you got to drop out, Biden got to drop out, Biden got to drop out. Nancy Pelosi's a gangster. I wouldn't want to fuck with her. I wouldn't want to fuck with Mitch McConnell. These people don't mess around. And everyone said, or a lot of people said, they're going to have to go to threats. Because why else would he step down? He's earned it, that presidency, and he's earned the nomination.
But if there was ever a time to invoke the 25th Amendment, wouldn't you think this is the time?
Sure, but I don't think hold on. Here's the thing. Let's talk about this. So Seymour Hersh, who's been around D.C. since the 60s, I believe he wrote The Dark Side of Camelot, if I'm not mistaken. He had a thing on his Substack that goes, Biden got the call, and it was Obama, Pelosi, former Speaker of the House, Chuck Schumer, Majority Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, current House Minority Leader of the Democrats in the House, and they said, we got Kamala on board to invoke the 25th. If you don't drop the nomination, you know that's what's going to happen. The thing is, you were saying they're not invoking the 25th. He's still president.
Right, but I'm saying if there was a time that they were going to do that, this would be that time.
It was that time 4 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, that's a very good point from both of them. And what's interesting is, yeah, we saw how clearly Joe Biden is not with it anymore, and he's still technically the president. Like, we already didn't believe that he was actually running things, but after that debate performance, we're supposed to believe he can finish out his term. I mean, that's crazy. But hey, I think people have so much faith in the notion that Biden's not actually running the country and that other people have been doing it this entire time anyways. So what's a few more months that they're like at ease with it and they're okay with it? It's like the standards we have for our presidents is apparently so low.
But
it's been that time.
But clearly now, right? Well, more than ever before.
Why? Because it's public?
No, it's deteriorating.
I don't think he's gotten that much worse.
Oh, he's gotten a lot worse. There's a video that compares him from 2019 to 2024. It's a marked difference.
Yeah, but I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with Joe Rogan here. I think after that debate, I saw how much worse Joe Biden has gotten. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think he's always been this bad, or at least since 2020 or 2019? Or do you think things have gotten exponentially worse within the past year, or at least since the debate? Let me know in the comments below. Other than that, that's all we have time for today, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.